liner notes, what to expect in music by 2025. As we step into 2025, the echoes of 2024's musical landscape still resonate, leaving us to ponder. How will this shape the sounds of the coming year? Hey there, music lovers. I have to confess, diving into the new music of 2025 has been a bit of a slow burn for me. I've been so wrapped up in the incredible tunes from 2024 that I haven't given myself the chance to fully absorb them. Just last December, I stumbled upon Nourished by Time's second EP, and it took me until February to really connect with Matt Champion's debut album, Two Star and the Dream Police. And don't even get me started on the Marías and Magdalena Bay. I'm still unpacking their albums. With fresh releases hitting the airwaves this year, I find myself putting them on the back burner, eager to dissect the rich tapestry of sounds that 2024 gifted us. Many have hailed last year as one of the best in recent music history, and honestly, I can see why. There's so much to explore that the new music feels like a treasure to be saved for later. This journey has opened a vault of influences that are shaping the new sounds of the 2020s, especially in the realms of alternative and pop music. The quest to understand music, deciphering its meanings, keeps pulling me back to the past, where I find the roots of what I'm hearing today. I've been revisiting legends like Prince, Bruce Springsteen, Phil Collins, Dolly Parton, Sade, D'Angelo, and The Roots, and the list just keeps growing. I even discovered a playlist filled with tracks from Frank Ocean's Homer Radio, a whopping 62 hours of musical brilliance, alongside another 24-hour collection from his Blonde Radio. It's like stepping into a universe of influences that shaped a generational artist, whose work defined the late 2010s and continues to inspire a new wave of musicians. Delving into the archives of music history feels exhilarating, especially when I can hear the past subtly woven into contemporary songs. For music to evolve, it must look back, learning from its techniques and reimagining them in fresh, creative ways. There's nothing wrong with building on what came before. It's a natural progression. The real concern arises when modern music leans too heavily on the past, relying on technology or profit over genuine creativity. We're all feeling that longing for a slice of the past as a remedy for a present that hasn't quite lived up to our dreams of the future. It's a sentiment echoed by Mark Fisher, who theorized about our nostalgia for lost futures in this age of late-stage capitalism. So, how do we build on the momentum of 2024 when it feels like the artists who broke through last year are just getting started? The headliners at major festivals like Coachella, Lollapalooza, and Governor's Ball this year are still the same artists who defined 2024. It seems the concert industry is still basking in last year's glow. Perhaps this hesitation to move on stems from a desire to hold onto something that feels so picturesque. Since the pandemic shook the music world, there's been a quest for new growth and revitalization. The return of concerts in fall 2021, albeit masked, and the triumphant tours of stars like Paramore, Taylor Swift, and Beyoncé in summer 2023 marked a significant revival. By 2024, pop music was experiencing a renaissance, led by artists like Charlie XCX, Chappell Roan, and Sabrina Carpenter. The fusion of pop with notable indie and alternative releases seemed to signal a sublime era for the 2020s. Music found its spark again through intentionality and authenticity, as seen with Kendrick Lamar and Tyler, the Creator. After being pressured to prioritize profit, musicians began to push back, embracing creativity and innovation. We're witnessing a cultural shift where artists are unafraid to experiment, and the intertwining of creativity with individuality is flourishing. With 5 more years left in this decade, it's exciting to see if 2024 will be remembered as a pinnacle moment in music history. I couldn't escape the YouTube video essays discussing why 2024 might have been one of the best years for music. That said, I realize I'm still reflecting on the past instead of focusing on what 2025 has in store. The major releases of March seem to echo last year's March, where albums and songs piled up, setting the stage for the rest of the year. Last year's catalysts included hits like Deeper Well by Casey Musgraves, Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande, Cowboy Carter by Beyoncé, Bright Future by Adrienne Lenker, and Tiger's Blood by Waxahachie, all of which sparked end-of-year discussions. with one even winning a Grammy for Album of the Year. This March, Lady Gaga is making waves in pop, alongside Japanese Breakfast, Lucy Dacus, and Perfume Genius. Ariana Grande has released a second deluxe edition of her album Eternal Sunshine, originally launched in March 2024. Haim is back with their lead single Relationships, which is already shaping up to be a summer anthem. To truly grasp what defines a year in music, we must consider the conditions it inherits. 2024 seemed to continue the trend of country-infused sounds, with Shaboozey's A Bar Song, Tipsy, becoming one of Billboard's longest-running #1 hits after its April release, riding the wave of country success in 2023. Beyoncé aimed to reclaim the genre's black roots with Cowboy Carter, featuring Shaboozey and paving the way for a new generation of black country artists. Hubdy's self-titled album blended country with alternative and indie vibes, while Julian Baker's return this year, alongside Torres, takes the form of a country album, fitting for their southern roots. Chappell Roan's pushback against a potential country album after her country song, The Giver, could signal a shift away from country in pop music. However, I believe country will stick around a bit longer. While pop is entertaining, it has embraced a maximalist approach again, adopting upbeat tempos and dance rhythms, reminiscent of the surreal world created by Magdalena Bay. What about the classical influences in music composition? Billie Eilish has always carried an ethereal quality in her sound, which has resonated with audiences and institutions alike. Yet, her recent Grammy shutout raises questions about the future of such compositions. Ethereal vocals and beautiful arrangements still have a place, but the rise of hyperpop soundscapes is offering an alternative perspective on what music can be. Are we craving messier, harsher soundscapes? If so, what cultural and personal gaps are these sounds filling? The success of the Marías no one noticed makes me reconsider, especially since critics praised Eilish's third album for its lushness and beauty. But with hyperpop, club beats, and layered reverbs in alternative music, I can't help but wonder where classical-inspired compositions will head. We're on the lookout for voices yet to be heard. Drake's lawsuit against UMG and the success of Charli XCX and her contemporaries highlight how algorithms shape our music access. Our tastes are often dictated by what labels want us to hear, the artists they deem worthy of the spotlight, rather than those truly defining music. The algorithm-driven approach to discovering breakout stars is failing the industry. Audiences are craving authenticity, and last year's breakout acts proved that. The pendulum is swinging back toward artists who take the time to hone their craft, enriching the music landscape. This may not be a specific sound, but it's a theme that's emerging. We want more breakout stars and intentional artists dedicated to their work. As 2025 gains momentum and I uncover more artists, I hope it continues the legacy of 2024. I'm excited for our current cultural approaches to creativity and individuality to fuel the music industry. The demand for great art that sustains us drives musical innovation and ingenuity. Here are my top 5 songs from last year that you might have missed and should definitely check out. 1. Are You Looking Up by MK.G. 2. Death and Romance by Magdalena Bay. 3. No Way to Relax When You're on Fire by Dora Jar. 4. Hell of a Ride by Nourished by Time. 5. Aphid by Matt Champion Foot Dijon. And here are my favorite releases from 2025 so far. Check out my previous liner notes for more on my Bad Bunny recommendations. 1. Relationships by Haim. 2. Dirt by Julian Baker and Torres. 3. Dancing in the Club MJ Lenderman version by This Is Lorelei and MJ Lenderman. 4. Glory by Perfume Genius album. 5. New Division by Casper Sage Foot Amindi.